Welcome back to Arsenal Report, and another match where Arsenal draw in the Premier League, their 13th of the season. Another match where Arsenal go up 1-0, go up 2-1, but still walk away with just 1 point. And by the time you're watching this, it's possible that the Premier League season has officially come to a close with Liverpool winning the title against Tottenham. That is a possibility for many of you listeners and watchers out there, but a very disappointing performance. I try not to overreact to it because, listen, there was clarity from the first kick of the ball that this was not a match that Arsenal cared about. And it's kind of felt that way for the last month or so, ever since this gap has gotten to grow to where it is at this point between us and Liverpool on the table. And it's disappointing as a fan because I know we're all watching every single week the same way we would watch prior. Yes, maybe we're a little less emotionally invested, but it's still 2 hours out of the middle of your day to watch the team, and they're not giving it their all. And listen, we're not playing our strongest 11s. This is all very clear, and when we look back on this year, it's going to be important to contextualize it in a lot of different ways. Injuries, tough run of fixtures to start the year, missing our best players when we had more winnable fixtures when we could have gone on a run like we did last year. The fact that at this point in the year, Champions League is priority. All these things are very important, and we need to think about them in context, but nonetheless, we were beating Crystal Palace, a lower mid-table side, at home 1-0. We were beating them 2-1, and both goals were unnecessary to give up. Crystal Palace, they created a little bit, and I'll give them credit. They had a good go of it later in the match to really try and almost win it, but they should have never been back in the match. And listen, yes, was that Timber disallowed goal completely bananas, and should that have been in title contention part of the season? Would we be losing our minds right now? 1,000%. There's no clear and obvious evidence that that ball went out of play, and that's not what the goal was originally disallowed for. What it was originally disallowed for was an offside ruling, which was overturned by VAR. So then they've decided there was a clear and obvious error on the ball having gone out of play, which there was not. We saw with Newcastle at home away last year, West Ham at home last year. Both of those, we got screwed on the ball going out of play. PGMOL obviously has no idea what it means for the ball to be in or out of play when it comes to that side of the pitch. The fact that we don't have the ability technologically to know for sure is insane, but nonetheless, PGMOL, of course, making the wrong decision there as well. A very disappointing finish all in all. 2-2. By the next time we play in the Premier League, it's likely guaranteed not to matter. And now, not that I'm concerned about us making Champions League next year. We're in second, and everyone in the top 5 will make Champions League. But still, it's not nice to know that we have Bournemouth and Newcastle at home, we have Liverpool away, and we may need to win 2 of those matches in order to secure second place. There's no guarantee we're going to finish second place anymore. And not that, it doesn't matter that much. If you're not winning and you make Champions League, that's really all that matters, but people are going to start talking of it as regression should we not win the Champions League, and that's not at all what it is, and I just rather not hear the blabber that is the media, especially the UK media, which loves to call Arsenal not winners, failures, and all the things that they do. We need to win the Champions League. This puts more pressure on the Champions League, and it puts pressure on a Bournemouth match that is sandwiched between the 2 PSG legs, where we may need to field a team that needs to go out and get 3 points, and it would have been nice to rest our important players. Nonetheless, let's see how PSG goes. That's our next match. PSG at home needs to be a win by at least a goal. A win, not a draw. But you'd like to get a 2-goal margin going away to PSG for that second leg. Have a little bit of comfortability. Have the ability to do what we did against Real Madrid. Go out there and get it done. But we need to talk a little bit about what William Saliba has done in the last 2 matches. 2 terrible, uncharacteristic mistakes by William Saliba leading to easy goals. I mean, the Mateta goal was... It was well taken, but you would definitely back them to have scored from that position. Obviously, the one against Real Madrid where Vinicius got an easy goal. And it's the same thing that happened. A little bit of indecision on the ball. Yes, it may feel as if in that case, Odegaard should have showed to the ball better. But Saliba up a goal at home needs to be smarter than that. Play the ball away. There's a difference between being classy and extremely confident on the ball and being silly. And he's been silly on the ball the last 2 times. And I hope that doesn't creep in these PSG matches. I don't think it will. This is the type of player with a lot of confidence, and I back him to dribble out of any bad situation. But the way he's done it in the last 2 matches is hopefully he's gotten it out of his system. Let's just say that. Hopefully we don't see it again. And a lot of credit to Kivior, who was just excellent again in this match. whatever happens, he's boosted his transfer value, and now Arsenal are in a position of power. If somebody wants to come get him, they're going to have to pay to come get him. Otherwise, Arsenal know they have a very trustworthy player who knows how to play alongside Saliba quite well. And also, there was the disappointment of our forwards in this match. And specifically, I mean, we're not going to talk about Raheem Sterling because what a joke of a signing that has been. I don't even want to waste a breath on Raheem Sterling. But Gabriel Martinelli, this was a match where Munoz is a player he should be able to get at all match in 1v1s. He should be able to get into good positions. And especially at the end of the match where he either needed to score or assist when Tierney made that quick throw. Beautiful. Martinelli received the ball with him and Saka being the two closest players to the opponent's goal, and somehow we didn't get a shot on target off. That ball, he needs to get his head up and get that ball across to Saka so Saka has the opportunity to score. And instead, he takes two bad touches away from goal, completely scuffs the shot, and nothing comes of it. And Leandro Trossard, he scored a goal, and he has that ability to have so much class in front of net. That beautiful first touch to score the goal. So well done. I love the way Trossard does that. But when he's not scoring those goals, he offers very little. And this was another match where Trossard offered next to nothing outside of that goal. And I will tell you what, I take Kai Havertz and his unfortunate misses in front of goal all day because of the way he contributes all over the pitch and how crucial he is to the way that we play. And Trossard, to me, great. Let's keep showing that he can score goals, but gone. Gone in the summer. He adds nothing to our play whatsoever, and it's incredibly frustrating to watch him because he's such a talented player, and I don't fault him. That's not the player he is. But we need more. He had no presence as a center forward when we needed a goal in the last 10 minutes. No presence whatsoever. Half the time, Saka and Rice were in the center forward position. Trossard just does not show to the ball. He doesn't make himself available. He's the least false nine of all time, and he's not a true center forward. Maybe he's a left winger, but even then, I find that he lacks a lot of what we need in that position. I'd like to see him gone in the summer. Hopefully, we can get a decent fee for him because, as David Ornstein said today, we will need to sell a winger before we bring a winger in. And Arsenal's starting left winger next year is going to be Nico Williams. And speaking of next year, some very upsetting news, to be honest, that David Ornstein reported today that Arsenal are interested in extending Thomas Partey's contract. This would be one of the biggest mistakes the club has made in my life. This is not only a player who I think has had lots of injury issues, who's not trustworthy, who even on his best day does not contribute to the way that when we're at our best we play. He's too lackadaisical with the ball, doesn't cover space as well, no control whatsoever as a controller in that role that we need a controller. Martin Zubimendi, as good as a done deal, as David Ornstein said. But the off-the-field issues, which the UK media refuse to talk about, are a huge issue. And I'm not here to say whether he's guilty or not guilty. The fact that there are these rumors still going around for this long, the fact that it appears he has done something wrong, at the very least. I'm not convicting him of anything. I do believe he has done something wrong. I don't want to support him. I don't want the club supporting him. Yes, legally we were stuck with him because of a contract. But there's no need to extend that contract. Thomas Partey should not be an Arsenal player the second that contract is up. There's no reason to give him another dollar. There's no reason the club should have to support him any further. The fans are all clamoring not to have to support him overwhelmingly. The club needs to listen to the fans. Needs to listen to the fans that we do not want him in the side next year. We do not want him a part of the club past May 31st, past the date of the Champions League final when his contract ends. Let him walk. Let him go do what he is going to do with the rest of his career. We will forget that he was a part of the club for as much as we can. We've done the supporting we have to do because he's a member of the club, but he doesn't have to be past May 31st. Please, Arsenal, listen to the fans. We're all saying the same thing. That's Arsenal Report. Please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us some love, give us a sub, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.